Hey everybody, it's Peter, and it's Orville night. It's Thursday, and tonight's was episode 4, If the Stars Should Appear. And apparently they do. So basically, this is an episode where the Orville's just star mapping, minding its own business, and it comes across this humongous, ginormous, massive ship. And for some reason, they realize it's going off course, and it's going to 6 months down the road, it's going to fly into a sun. So they form up a landing party of Captain Mercer, the first officer, Alara. We bring along Isaac now, so we get to see a bit of more Isaac, and we bring the doctor along. A couple little nitpicks, because I've seen all the Treks almost, so all these things always pop in my head. Lots of Jerry Goldsmith type music in this, and a lot of the shuttle flights leading up to document the Humongoid's spaceship was from Star Trek the Motion Picture. The episode 2 I felt was a little bit reminiscent of Next Generation's Relics. That's the one where they found Scotty that was marooned on a ship in a transporter buffer. They find what's called a Dyson sphere. This is not a Dyson sphere. They call it a bioship, but the Dyson sphere is supposed to be this big, huge ship where basically it has its own internal sun and land, and basically everybody can live inside the sphere. And the other episode it reminded me of, which I kind of guessed that too, was For the World is Hollow and I Have Touched the Sky, which was an episode about a group of people on a spaceship going from planet A, going to land at planet B because the planet they left was dying. And again, that ship was malfunctioning. Also, too, the inhabitants of the ship didn't know they were on a ship, and they also had a bit of a zealots. In that episode, it was actually a zealot computer god that says, you have to worship me and, blaspheme. Think outside of the box. This episode, later on, we find out by the second actor, so that yes, we do have somebody that's a zealot. We can't tell people you're on a ship because it's the will of Landru, or I forget who our guest captain of the actual ship was. Who, actually, when we get down to the third act, we find out, I guess Seth MacFarlane has a lot of pull, because I noticed that too. We had Richter Gerber as the admiral that gave him the job in the first one. Then we had Ron Canada in the second one playing another admiral. But this one too, we do have at least our episode villain is a well-known actor. And our surprise guest who shows up and says, there's a problem with the ship and we know about it. And everything's bananas. So that was kind of cool to see somebody of big stature showing up on a TV show, which is kind of cool. And I guess it's like, Seth's like, hey, buddy, come on here and work for me. All that aside, overall, the episode wasn't too bad. Again, we came back on a couple of penis jokes. Actually, several. Actually, the word dick shows up a lot. We're going to pilot the shuttle, and Isaac chimes in and saying, it's going to be an intricate maneuver, and I'm the best person suited here. And then Malloy's just like, hey, don't be a dick. And Isaac says, what is this dick? And Mercer goes on his little panel. Check your monitor. Oh, a male appendage. See, that kind of threw me to it. They were trying to throw in a dick joke again. But when you call somebody a dick, there's another word for calling an ass hat, or in politer society, we just say, don't be insulting. I'm a pretty good pilot. I know you're slightly better. So, and then dick jokes, same thing too. Gee, this guy's a dick. Hey, that guy's a dick. And it comes up a few more times. Other little foible I didn't like again too, we're going back again on to divorce. Is it going to be a dick joke every other episode, but we're going to just keep hitting on the divorce? Like Alara talks to Kelly about, tell us about the divorce. If Mercer gets asked about the divorce, it's like, come on, seriously? We're going to just keep going on about the divorce? Oh, it wasn't that. It was Isaac. I guess because they were talking about dicks, and Isaac talks about procreation. And why didn't you and the commander not work well together? And again, we're going into the whole backstory, like, leave it alone. Hopefully by next week, we're gonna drop the divorce jokes. Okay, we're gonna throw in a dick joke. Oh yeah, and speaking of dick joke, Yaphet is still trying to hit on the doctor because he admits he's the only gelatinous creature on the ship, and it's kind of hard to find a date. But Doc, you're not doing anything later on. Again, he didn't do the dick joke, but he's still hitting on the doc. So that's the rest of the episode. Is basically the landing party splits up. Laura and Kelly go one, and Mercer takes the rest of the gang the other way, and they try to figure out the problems. Not to spoil too much because you do see a bit of it, but Kelly does get captured by the heavy of the week, Mercer tries to talk with the locals about what's going on, and some of them kind of realize, yeah, we're not really on a planet. We may be on a ship, but scripture, and they're talking all this other stuff because of the villainous zealot has been telling everybody, it's the will of so and so, and you have to do what he says, and if you do, well, we will shoot you, or I'll throw you at an angry mob. And some of that to me again was like a little too much. Like it has been done in Star Trek, where somebody takes over, or in either other TV show. I know we're all going to keep leaning on Star Trek, even with Discovery, we're going to keep leaning on Star Trek all the time. But when you see other shows too, there's always going to be, things going to, pan out a certain way. But overall, it wasn't bad for an episode, but I kind of like episode 3 a bit better. I think I'm still laughing at the dancing Mexican in the Western holograph. That was sort of funny for me. Here, I felt they were just falling back on the dick jokes. Let's talk more about the divorce. But we do get a little bit more character development. We find out Isaac has some, tricks up his sleeve. He can do all sorts of things. He has little gizmos on him to help out. So they are trying to, through, I guess, talking about the divorce and talking about Kelly, so that's how we're fleshing out her character. But I think Kelly Grayson is more than just, the captain's ex. And actually, there was an interesting point of her and Alara talking when they were doing their little reconnaissance. She was asking Alara about how is her dating situation going on. She said, well, I was going out with so-and-so, but it didn't work out. This guy she was dating doesn't like strong women. And I'm just like, wait a minute, this is the 25th century? And you're still going to have humanity still going to be worrying about, well, she's better than me or bigger than me. It's just, you know what, if you love somebody, go for it. Leaning back on 20th, 21st century male chauvinist leanings of, well, she's a girl and she's stronger than me, and she can beat me up with her pinky. I don't like that. It's like, who cares? She's cute. She's adorable. Go out with her. I'm surprised they're going to bring up these kind of subjects. It's sort of like we're in the future, but we keep leaning back on present day nonsense. Again, like you're still hitting same sort of sci-fi tropes. I guess it's unavoidable because I do have my BFF movie friend. And he said to me one time too, and I don't know all the different combinations, but when you write movies and stuff, there's only like 32 combinations, like boy meets girl, girl loses boy, and all the different, plot devices and settings and storylines. There's only so many of them. So eventually you're going to start tripping over or stepping on a few toes here and there. But overall, not bad. Still better than Discovery. I am giving Discovery a chance. I wasn't, I'll put a link. I'm also going to put in one for Midnight Edge. A lot of people don't like them, but they did a really good 1 hour, the three of the guys, talking about their feelings of the Discovery series, which I thought was like, yeah, I get that. They were hitting all the points. I was finding like all the, not flaws. Like, I'm not trying to find fault in any of these shows, but when I'm watching something, I'm just like, really? And I'm like, when the dog looks at you like sideways, like, I don't really get what you're trying to do there. That does not make sense. Like I said, I've watched a lot of movies and TVs and shows, and I kind of know what appeals to me, what's good acting, what's good writing, what's good dialogue, dick jokes. Oh, yes, again. And there was a jar of pickle jokes. Again, he couldn't open the door, goes to Alara, and again he says, can you open this jar of pickles? And I thought, couldn't you just say some other cliche, saying about, hey, this is stuck, do your thing. Like, it's almost, and Alara said to Kelly, I think that's what all the captain thinks I'm here for, just for opening up stuck doors. I'm a security chief, goddammit. So again, Orville, I think, is sort of sailing along rather smoothly now. Hopefully, I really want to see out of Orville something original that has not been done on sci-fi, Battlestar, Stargate, any franchise. Doctor Who. I want to see something that has not been done or not been tried, and bring it out. And it doesn't have to be a social issue like the previous episode about a girl, but just something new. You've got this beautiful universe, you've got an expansive area, but we keep leaning back on things. Did anybody else see the episode, and what's your thoughts? Comment below as always. Remember to like, dislike. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell if you want to see more of my shenanigans and silliness going on here. And we'll probably see you in Discovery. Laters.